Blog Talk Radio. Hi everyone, this is Camille from sunny California, and you're listening to the Coffee Chat with Camille show, which is a podcast series that interviews various guests about real-life topics for people who love to learn. Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee Chat with Camille. Today our topic is how therapy works. Can a novel show us that, with Dr. B. D'Amato. Dr. B. D'Amato is a psychoanalyst in private practice in NYC. She has written numerous professional papers analyzing the psychic conflicts of literary characters and their authors, i.e. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, R.L. Stevenson's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. Her most recent publication considers the lyrics of Bob Dylan's Murder Most Foul from a hypnogogic perspective. Triskele is her first work of fiction. Okay, so the audience, you can go to B. D'Amato. Sorry about that. BD'Amato.com. Spelled B as in boy, D as in David, A as in apple, M as in Mary, A, T as in Tom, O.com. Okay, and so now we're going to go ahead and get into our interview with Dr. B. D'Amato. Hi, Dr. B. D'Amato.
Hello, Camille. How are you doing? Good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I'm very thrilled to have you on. Thank you so much for being here. And then I just want to go ahead and get into, yes, the pleasure is all mine as well. And just have a few questions. So, to start, what was your inspiration for writing Triskele?
It's such a good question. It's probably a voluminous answer. I've been a psychoanalyst for 30 years, so over 30 years, so I listen to numerous cases of people's stories about their lives and their conflicts, so I guess that's part of it. But I'd never written fiction before, and one day I was preparing for a conference, and I was going to present a case study, and as I was writing it up, I thought this is so interesting to look at the arc of a case of a person who's been in treatment with me for many years, and to see their development over time. And I thought, I really should write a novel. And that's kind of where the inspiration was born, just that idea.
Wonderful. How do you envision Triskele as a work of fiction that can educate people of the healing properties and actual workings of psychoanalysis or talk therapy?
I guess that was really part of my motivation, to let people see how therapy works and to understand that all of us have conflicts that need to be worked through. One of the main characters in Triskele is, of course, a psychoanalyst. And one of the other main characters is a very troubled young woman who's an art student who gets herself into all sorts of trouble. And she ends up in treatment with the psychoanalyst. And there are chapters that demonstrate in therapy exact sessions where you can see the process of what happens between the therapist, between the analyst and the patient. And over time, hopefully as people work through their baggage or their deep conflicts, they can get better. So that's really what I was hoping for people to take away from this book.
Okay, thank you. And then did anything other than experience with treating patients lead to your writing this novel?
I think that I've realized over my many years of writing papers and presenting at conferences that I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy telling stories, not necessarily making up stories, but relaying stories. I come from an Irish tradition where storytelling was a very important tradition over the years, and my grandmother was a fabulous storyteller. So I think there's this innate desire in me to tell stories. And the idea of creating a story and creating characters was so delightful to me that I thought I really should write a novel where I can just sort of go wherever I want to go and tell stories and create real-life characters, but I can take them wherever I want them to go.
Yes. And then can you give examples from Triskele of coincidence being something other than that?
Well, I guess as a psychoanalyst, I believe that we are all driven by unconscious forces that get us to meet up with people we were destined, quote unquote, destined to meet up with. And I think in the story of Triskele, a brother and sister are estranged at a very early age because of a tragedy that happens in the family. And somehow, be it coincidence or not, they end up as adults in the same city, in New York City, and they end up in a relationship with the same psychoanalyst. And none of them really knows that the other two are with the other person. So that kind of coincidence seems like life is more real than fiction, or fiction is more real than life. I'm not sure which. But I think that's the premise of the story, that things happen that seem so uncanny that there has to be some driving force between this brother and this sister to reunite that brought them together in this way that seems very coincidental.
Excellent. And then what do you mean by grace as you describe the three characters as searching for grace?
That's really another big, deep theme of the book. I think all people, every one of us, is searching for grace. And in my definition, I think grace is another word for acceptance, for redemption, for whatever it is we've done in our past, for whatever it is that we are, the good sides and the bad sides. I think people want to be accepted by others, but the real deep core meaning of grace, I think, is for people to accept themselves. And I think psychoanalysis can lead people to that place of grace, no matter where they've come from, no matter what they've done. Hopefully, if they haven't done something terribly terrible, but people usually think they're more terrible than they are. And if they can accept the parts of themselves that are just human, then they can lead a more fulfilling life.
Thank you so very much. And then I have one last question. What is your favorite coffee and or hot beverage?
My favorite coffee is a latte with oat milk. I drink them every day. It's fabulous.
Wonderful.
What's your favorite? What is your favorite?
Oh, okay. Well, it's actually at Starbucks. I like the vanilla latte, usually a short. Mm-hmm. So I always get a short whatever. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. But thank you so much for sharing that. Huh? I'm sorry?
Here's to coffee.
Here's to coffee. Going. Exactly. Cheers. And I want to thank you so much, Dr. D'Amato. This has been a pleasure speaking with you.
You're very welcome.
And also, may I please also thank Atticus Publishing, because they were wonderful with getting you here to the studio, because I had some glitches going on. But I'm quite thankful to have you here, and I thank them very, very much. And lastly, would you like to just inform our audience about your social media handles, please?
Okay, I am on my website, which I think you named in the beginning, is bdamato.com. My Instagram handle is Triskele, Triskele _novel, NOVEL. And my other Instagram handle is Dr. Barbara D'Amato.
Perfect.
So those are the best ways.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. D'Amato. It's been a pleasure. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Thank you, Camille. Take care. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Same to you. Bye-bye. Okay, everyone, that was the magnificent Dr. B. D'Amato, and I hope that you enjoyed our interview. I absolutely enjoyed having her on, and again, I want to thank her publishing company too, because she is really amazing. I found her on YouTube, and I was sitting there just really engaged in the conversation where she was speaking about the Triskele, what the symbol itself means, and then about the Irish heritage part of it. And I mean, just really, just mind-blowing things that I've never heard. So I would suggest that you all, after you hear this interview. Check out her wonderful interview on YouTube. Let me see. I wish I could find it. But you know what? How can I say this? I'll try to leave it in the link, okay, because it's really good. Anyway, but thank you, Doctor, and thank you so much for listening to Coffee Chat with Camille. You can find a copy of this show on at my website. It's coffeechatwithcamille.com. And then I air from Blog Talk Radio. There's so many shows in here, but I'm still Blog Talk Radio, Coffee Chat with Camille. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your week. One more day till Happy Friday, right? Bye for now. Thank you again, everyone.